Good day and welcome to the channel. Today's video I'm going to be showing how I went from the standard Mondeo MK3 key to flip key with no programming needed. Now obviously the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to buy one of these keys, replacement keys, and I'll leave a link in the description of where I got mine. But you can get it from anywhere, Amazon, eBay, they're cheap. I got this for just over £6. So when you receive the key, you're going to want to go get it cut. I've just got mine cut, as you can see. Let me bring the other one. And because this is an older type of key, most locksmiths will be able to cut this for you. Yeah, I got this done for £20. But I've seen cheaper places, but because this guy was available like immediately when I wanted it done, I went with him. Now with these keys, there's three main things that make them work. There's the blade, which will turn ignition, and there's a chip inside which will allow your car to start. If you don't have that chip, the car won't start. And you've got the circuit board, which is in control of which is programmed to the central locking. So right now, I've just cut this key. I haven't even opened this up. I don't know what's in there or if it's empty. But it doesn't matter if it's empty because I'm going to swap over the internals from my old key into this. This is why you need to get this type of key with this kind of configuration like this. It's the same as ours, because some of the newer Ford flip keys have got the buttons on top of each other and you won't be able to swap your internals over. You're going to need to reprogram that new circuit board, which is not what we're doing in this video. So let me show you what this key can do right now. So it goes in. You want to make sure, this is how you know it's cut well. It turns smooth. Lights came on and everything, but it won't start because the chip's not in there. Let me just demonstrate with my key now. My key. So when you swap over the stuff, and it should all go in, it's the same layout, then we'll have ourselves a flip key. So what I'll do is we'll go upstairs and I'll show you what you have to do to swap over the internals. But wait, in fact, it might work. Now, if I put the old key right next to this key, it might start it. Look, it's not starting. There's no chip in there. If I put it on top, it might start. Go back. There's the chips inside. It needs to be close. No. Try and bring it really close. Can't do this with one hand. Alright, here we go. So it's starting. So the chip has to be really close for it to start. Okay, that's good. So let's go upstairs and we'll swap over the internals. So I've got both the keys here now. I'm going to start by opening up this one. And I think to open it is just got Phillips, tiny Phillips head screws in there. So I'm going to undo them and I'll show you when I get to that stage. So I've got the screws out. They are proper tiny. I had to use a knife to get them out. Usually this screwdriver I got on mine does all the small ones, but they're really small. You have to be careful as well because I don't know if you're going to be able to see, but starting to bite them up. Can't focus. So that's all the pieces from the flip key. When I opened it, it sort of just burst out. So I didn't see what order it goes in. So I'm gonna have to work that out later. So I just kept them all together. Now I'm going to work on this key. Now what you do is you can just get a screwdriver in there and just twist it and open it up. Yeah, nasty. Yeah, so got the blade bit out, and this is the bottom part. As you can probably see, I've already changed this part of the key already a while back because my old buttons were starting to cave in, so I swapped out this bit. You need to open up that bit there, that bit there, then you're going to get inside. So because I'm doing it one-handed, I'll show you when I get it open. So when you open it, this is what you're going to be greeted with. So if you just want to change the battery, you don't want to change the key, that's how you change the battery. The chip is inside of there, I'll get to there in a minute. And this part, this backing plate on mine is already off because remember I said I changed this part a while back because of the buttons. But if you've never been in here before, you've never changed anything, you've got original key shell, then this is stuck on to the back. So you're going to need to prise it off. I'll show you where it's stuck. It will be stuck, just little tabs, I can't focus. Just there, that bit there, and around here. But if you prise it off slowly, do not damage this, yeah? Take your time. It took me a while to take it off because I didn't want to damage anything. And then when this comes off, then the circuit board will be able to come out freely. If it doesn't come out, then just prise up in between the white tabs there, and it will come out. So now we're going to take the battery out. You can get a screwdriver in just underneath there and pull it out. Good time to change the battery as well. And we're going to need to transfer these terminals over as well. Already moved over one of the terminals already. So with this one, it's a bit easier. You just got to prise it up very carefully and switch it over. This one has got some plastic molding that there's two molding bits which prevent it from coming up. Now I just use a screwdriver and just dug it off. As you can see, the first one I've already done it, so the metal will lift over it. So I'm just going to do the other one and it should come out. So I managed to get it out. I don't know if you can see well in there. There's two tabs just there, and they're on the new one as well, which it will sit in nicely. So placed it in now, so I just need to put the battery in there. Now to the last part, probably the most scary part of all, is removing this chip, which is like a glass tube, which is covered in this rubber kind of case. Now you just need to, you don't want to break this, because if this is broken, then your car's not starting. So what you want to do is get it up. So maybe, so what you can do, and I got this technique from another YouTuber, is put a pin in at the bottom of this rubber, underneath where the tube is, and then you'll be able to lever it up. And then once it starts to pop out a little bit more, then you can pull it out with your hands. So yeah, I just poked it in there, and it's very hard to do one hand, but you can see it's starting to poke more out. And when you can grab it with your hand, you just pull it out. So that is the chip out. And there's no rubber sleeve for it to go in here, but it looks like there's a little channel there which it will sit nicely. So I'll probably just put some tape around it just so it fits in there snug, it doesn't move around and break. Put everything together. We've got the battery there, we got the chip, and we got the circuit board there. Now we want to put the flip blade back in. Now I don't know if you can see at the, will it focus, around 2 o'clock position in the hole, there's a little groove. You want to put the button part with the highest bit there on that side, in between the two grooves of the blade. And when you do that, the button will fall all the way down to its lowest position it can. If you put the wrong one, the button won't come through the other side enough. So the button's in, and the highest part is in between those two grooves. You can see the button's coming down. Now what you want to do is you want to put it on the side with the chipboard. Place it in, try and line it up. It won't stay properly. Try and line it up, get the button through that hole. Now this is going to be easier if you're not holding a phone. But with one hand, you're going to want to hold it in place and get the spring and put it inside this hole of the button, with that little part of the spring sticking out at the top. So this part is going in to this hole first. Now this part can be a little bit tricky. What you want to do is get the other side of the case and line it up with this part of the spring which is sticking out into the little groove at the 12 o'clock position here, and slowly spin it anti-clockwise once or twice and line it up and test the key. Press the button to see if the key flips out. So before you put the screws back in tightly, just make sure that it flips up. So I had to spin it round 1.5 times for it to get to flip. Because if you just put it in and you don't spin it, because you're spinning it anti-clockwise once you put it on. So I'm literally just holding it together now because I haven't put the screws in, just to test that it flips up when I want it to. Now I'm going to put the screws in and I'll go downstairs and test it to see if it works. So, got it all back together now. Screwed it up. Moment of truth now. It unlocked the car, no problems. So let's see now. Yep. Yeah. So that's good. I'm happy with this. Few things I want to mention about this. This was probably the cheapest key, flip key with this formation on eBay. Like I said, it was £6 something, and it's not the best of quality. All right, this was me. I didn't have a small enough screwdriver, so I had to use a sharp knife in there. That's why it looks a little bit beat up. But the quality of this is not the best. Some sharp edges there, and I'm not sure if it's me, but I couldn't get it completely flush. I'm happy with it, but could be a bit better. So if I come across like a Ford one that's like this, because a lot of them, the Ford ones is like the buttons are on top of each other, so that won't work. So if I come across another one, better quality one, Ford one, or maybe I don't know if Jaguar make them like this, then I could just take this key, take the chip and put it in a better one. But overall this is good. I mean, this fits in the pocket nicely. It's not like the old key where it's got this just digging in your pocket. So yeah, quite happy with that.